This is how a legend getting made. Blast off in a brave new world. Bring on the game, change game champs like me. I'm going hard cause I got to have much more. Hold tight, are you ready for the ride of your life?
And there is Steve Rolls, 21-2 with 12 knockouts, ranked in the top 25 in the division. At 160 pounds, where typically he fights. Moving up, as Chris mentioned, to 168 for this fight. And he really feels like his experience is a major factor tonight. The fact that he's been on the big stage, he's been in a main event. I've been here before. I know what it's like. I'm not going to go in there, you know, bug-eyed and bushy-tailed and anxious and nervous. Like, I'm cool, I'm calm, I'm mature. And I know what it's going to take to get the job done tonight. Whether or not you're able to execute once you're across the other man is what we're going to find out momentarily. But his demeanor was completely calm and confident when we spoke to him this week, too. So
yeah, much should be expected for someone with the amount of experience that Steve Rolls has.
Yep.
But, you know, speaking about not being nervous, not being under those lights like that, he hasn't been there with Edgar Berlanga. So let's see how he reacts to that.
Edgar Berlanga will be walked out tonight by multi-platinum selling Latin urban superstar Mike Towers.
Hoy en día tengo Versace y la sábana, entonces llego, prenden la cámara. Muchos dicen que están desde el día 1, pero en realidad yo no estaban nada. Los incus se están vistiendo como títeres, se creen que saben, no saben nada. En este verso iba a decir mi nombre, pero ustedes lo saben ya. Mírenme ahora, ¿cómo es que dice? Mírenme ahora. Oye, y yo solamente grabo las canciones, ellas se pegan solas. Ellos quieren que me vaya mal, pero esto mejora. Ey, estaba buscando dinero rápido, perdón en la demora. Mírenme ahora, más duro, mírenme ahora. Yo solamente grabo las canciones, ellas se pegan solas. Ellos quieren que me vaya mal, pero esto mejora. Estaba buscando dinero rápido, balones. Oye, dice, mírenme ahora. Ey, me acuerdo cuando trabajaba legal. Oye, dice, ellos quieren que me vaya mal, pero esto mejora. Estaba buscando dinero rápido. Mírenme ahora, yeah, mírenme ahora. Y yo solamente grabo las canciones. Ellos quieren que me vaya mal, pero esto mejora. Estaba buscando dinero rápido, perdón en la demora, yeah. Puerto Rico, una bulla, por favor, que se sienta. Oye, Young King, baby. Ponle, vamos a darle. Oye, dice, yo me hice rey en hacer todos estos cabrones como yo quieren ser. Todos mis panas en la cárcel tienen, en la disco todas las baby tienen sed. Que traigan botellas, tras ley por buscar, que con una baby voy a amanecer. A mi guía tupa le dieron el carro, pero yo soy mi propio chofer. Ey, tienen que manejarse mejor, no me bajo de la AMG. Digamos que mi flow se mejor, si se fueron adelante que los dejé. Hasta las que no hablan español se pasan enviando OMG. Lo único perfecto es el tiempo de Dios. Yo seguí, o sea, a ti no me quejé. Hoy en día tengo Versace y la sábana. en donde llego a prender la cámara. Muchos dicen estar desde el día 1, pero en realidad yo no estaba en nada. Los incus se están pichando como títeres, se creen que saben, no saben nada. En este rollo iba a decir mi nombre, pero ustedes lo saben ya.
Welcome inside the Hulu Theater in the world's most famous arena, Madison Square Garden. This is boxing, this is Top Rank. Presented by Hall of Fame boxing promoter Mr. Bob Arum. Sanctioned by the New York State Athletic Commission, Executive Director Kim Sumbler. Our ringside physicians, Dr. Nick Beatty, Dr. Avery Brown, Dr. Ellen Goldwasser, Dr. Mike Lenahan, and Dr. Gerald Barlotta. Our timekeepers this evening, Lisa Mendez and Cassie Rodriguez. Our judges at ringside, Thomas Carasoni, Mark Constantino, and Frank Lombardi. And the man in charge at the sound of the bell, Mr. Benji Estevez. This bout is scheduled for 10 rounds for the NABO super middleweight title. And now, to the sold-out crowd here inside the Hulu Theater, in the greatest arena in the world, and to everyone watching on ESPN, this is boxing, this is Top Rank, and oh, baby, this is the main event! Introducing out of the blue corner, presented in association with DeBella Entertainment. He weighed in at 167.8 pounds. Wearing white trunks with red trim. He brings an impressive record into the ring. 21 victories with only 1 defeat. 12 victories coming by way of knockout. From Toronto, Ontario, Canada, Steve Mr. Rolls. Introducing out of the red corner. He weighed in at 167.4 pounds. Wearing red trunks with gold trim. He brings a perfect record into the ring. 18 victories, no defeats. 16 victories coming by way of knockout. He is the reigning NABO super middleweight champion from Puerto Rico, and representing Brooklyn and the Lower East Side, Edgar, the chosen one, Berlanga!
Steve, Edgar, you've already received your pre-bout instructions. Keep it clean, obey my commands at all times, and most of all, protect yourself at all times. Trunks are good, touch them up, good luck to both of you.
All right, Benji Estevez, the third man in the ring tonight. It is time for our main event. Edgar Berlanga taking on Steve Rolls. This one's scheduled for 10 rounds for the NABO super middleweight title. Edgar Berlanga fighting with the red gloves and the red trunks with gold trim, and Steve Rolls in the silver and red trunks. Both fighters, orthodox fighters, and Berlanga looking to see how that bicep has really recovered since tearing it in his last fight against Coceres back 5 months ago in October.
Right away, you can really see the size difference. Look at the legs of Berlanga. Taller, longer, bigger. Rolls coming out with a good sharp jab. Rolls has good boxing skills, nice jab. When he lets his hands go, his combinations are fluid. He carries some pop.
And the book on Berlanga, since we did the lab earlier in the show, but for those who are just joining us, kind of the things to look out to from Edgar.
You know, Edgar, he's very well schooled. He's fundamentally very sound.
He's not only a power puncher.
No,
either.
not at all.
I mean, he was a boxer more so in his amateur days, especially.
In the amateurs, yeah, he's very much known for his boxing ability, not his power. That really came up just from the pros. Came out, I should say. Fights out of that high guard position, often firing all of his offense from there.
Almost sometimes to a predictable fault.
Yeah.
That's kind of something we noticed on tape too.
That's what we went over in the lab section regarding Berlanga's propensity to have certain tells and tip-offs to his opponents. Roll's not really known as a mover, but he is showing that he does have some lateral movement. Nice feint there from Berlanga.
Yeah, telling us he knows that Berlanga is a powerful puncher, but he feels like he lacks some defense. He found some holes in his defense he feels like he can exploit, and he's going to be more of the boxer and the mover in there tonight, he felt like, because he feels Berlanga relies a little too much on his power. Under 30 seconds left here in round one.
I get the sense that Rolls is being cautious early, but also was setting up some traps. He threw a couple of good right hands right down the middle. Was able to flip the guard of Berlanga. You see a couple of red marks on the face of Berlanga.
Tell there from that first round versus 3 fights ago when that KO streak ended that he is settling in more as a pro, not looking for that killer one-punch knockout, and just settling into finding his rhythm as a fighter, and that's something that makes head coach Andre Rozier very proud. So we take a look at his corner. Also in his corner, Kate Karoma tonight. Here's the blue corner of Steve Rolls.
You were able to put some good shots. Keep moving. You jab, you move.
His corner telling us that they'd like him to work on outboxing him and try to take him deep if possible.
All right? A little more jab to the body. Little jab to the body. And you gotta look at what you're doing.
And make sure to continue to stick out that jab, work off the jab. Sold out crowd here tonight at the Hulu Theater in Madison Square Garden. I'm Christina Poncher, joined by Chris Algieri. Thank you to all of our friends watching us on Sky Sports in the UK and Ireland. Hope you enjoyed the show thus far. And one round in the books for our main event tonight. Will Edgar Berlanga make that transition from prospect to contender against tough opposition in Steve Rolls, whose only loss as a professional came at the hands of Gennady Triple G Golovkin? If you ask Berlanga, he'll say he's ready for a David Benavidez. He'll say he's ready.
We've been calling him out for a year.
A Canelo. But you know, there's steps and there's levels, and he wants to show that he's at least closer to that level than he's ever been before. And that starts with a statement win tonight, and that's what he's been preparing so hard, and why he moved his training camp to Las Vegas, why he added Mickey Bay, he added Kate Karoma to his corner to help make those improvements. Good stab jab to the body there from Rolls.
Berlanga is just so explosive. Taking his time, moving around, and then bang, explodes. Big power, hasn't landed any of those shots clean yet, but...
And a cut over the left eye of Berlanga here in round 2.
Let him go. Stop.
So we gotta kind of look and see exactly what caused that cut for Berlanga.
I didn't see a clean punch landed, and it is on the outside of the eye there. Doesn't seem like it'll cause too much of an issue as in terms of blood getting in the eye. It does seem to be outside.
Not there with a slip by the referee here in round 2.
Yeah, he tripped the feet up.
Yep.
Cut doesn't seem to be affecting Berlanga at all yet.
I believe Mike Basil's in the corner working cuts for Berlanga tonight, so he's in great hands with the mechanic over there. You can just see Rolls too, like, he looks like he could fit inside the body of Berlanga with the size difference. He's like looking up at his stature. Every time Berlanga opens up wide, he almost crouches down a little bit. I mean, his size is imposing.
Yeah, it's a lot more noticeable now tonight than it was at the weigh-in.
Oh, and he catches Berlanga there with a good right hand.
The right hand on the chin.
Great shot from Rolls. He may have had to jump up to get it, but he got it in there.
No, I said Rolls was setting up that right hand. He's been setting traps, moving around the ring, sometimes awkwardly, but there's a purpose.
And right away you see Mike Basil getting to work, and you see that's a nice little size gash there. An elbow. It was an elbow that caused the punch. Maybe that point of impact right there with the elbow.
An elbow would do it. Elbows are sharp. Yeah, I was gonna say, I didn't really see their heads come together.
Yeah.
It wasn't really a clean punch landed at that point, so.
Thinking too much. You gotta get that.
Accidental elbow causing a cut to the outside of the left eye, the lead eye of Edgar Berlanga.
Focus up. Let's go. Mouthpiece. Let's go.
And for now, the cut is under control, but something to watch as these rounds, and if these rounds continue to go on.
Something to think about too.
And there's a replay of, once again, of the cut.
With cuts, they're swelling as well, especially when it's bone. Oh my God.
And that is the first time, according to our notes, that Edgar Berlanga has been cut as a professional, so dealing with that type of adversity. Last fight, tore his bicep in round 3 and fought the rest of it. This time now, a cut in round 2, so.
Berlanga needs to be careful. He's rushing in a bit.
Do you think that the cut has anything to do with that? That maybe now he's sensing some more urgency?
No, because he was doing that even in the first round.
Okay.
You know, he needs to get behind his jab.
I thought he was pretty patient in that first round, but last round for sure.
Hooked again with the right hand.
Step out, step out.
Stalking from Berlanga, but not a lot of jabbing or punching.
And I see Andre Rozier telling him, jab with the movement, jab. Those are the instructions from the Berlanga corner. There's the jab.
You know, and if you haven't seen much of Edgar, you might think, wow, 16 first-round knockouts, he must be a fast starter. He really never was. He was always very calm and patient. He just has tremendous power.
Rolls corner liking their fighter popping that jab out. Body shot gets in for Berlanga as Rolls uses footwork to get back to the center.
Strong move to invest in the body of Rolls, who seems to be looking to move and stay away and make it into later rounds.
Rolls 37 years old, 13 years Berlanga senior, but not a lot of wear and tear on him. He turned pro later in his career and said, I'm not a typical 37-year-old fighter.
Yeah, he hasn't been in wars. You And you can even see from the style of his fight, of this fight, he doesn't take a lot of damage.
Right.
Ooh, good right hand again over the top from Steve Rolls. Clips Berlanga right on the chin.
That first shot on the way in, I mean, he's coming right through the front door with that right hand.
1 second.
Nice job on the cut there by Mike Basil. No bleeding there in that last round. Wasn't something that we talked much about, but how do you think Rolls did in that last round?
I mean, he landed a picturesque right hand right on the point of the chin of Edgar Berlanga. And like I said, he's setting traps. He's walking Berlanga around the ring. He's stopping on a dime and firing that right hand and going right down the middle, right through the guard.
You waiting for one shot.
Yeah, so far through 3 rounds, Steve Rolls has thrown slightly more punches than Berlanga has, and has landed 1 more. So as far as CompuBox is concerned, pretty even here through 3 as we take a look at a replay from the last round.
Yeah, see, stops on a dime, shoots that right hand, and rolls after. He's looking to land 1 clean shot and get out. Smart boxing so far from Rolls. It hasn't been the prettiest to look at, but it's been effective at times.
You know, you look into the corner of Berlanga and you hear Andre Rozier giving him instruction, you hear Kick Roman giving him instruction, and then when he came out off the stool, there was Jared Anderson and his best friend Pablo both yelling instruction, who are both there from the corner. So a lot of direction, a lot of voices coming the way of Berlanga.
But I've been in the gym with Edgar. He likes that. He thrives off that.
That's what he said.
He wants the attention. He asks good questions. He's a student of the game. He likes to have people around him that he trusts. Hard left hook on the inside.
Yeah, they work out of that clinch there. Nice uppercut with the left hand from Berlanga as he blocks that shot from Rolls. Oh, and then catches him with a short check shot with the left on the inside.
Good adjustment here from Berlanga. He's letting his hands go, and not just one at a time.
Strong jab from Rolls. Berlanga loading up with that right hand.
Big swing and a miss. Saw that one from Brooklyn. Berlanga being a little more active with his stalking now. Got his hands going, using his feints. Not just walking in the front door like he was the first couple rounds.
Yeah, and he's been able to block some of these shots coming from Rolls up top.
You can see the Rose starting to steady his feet a little more.
His corner calling for some feints. Edgar occasionally using that glove to try to get that blood out of his eye. You can see him pawing at it a little bit.
And Rolls took advantage of that with her right hand as Edgar was dealing with the blood.
Smart veteran move from Rolls.
Rolls, I think, is doing a good job of playing his role. He knows what he is in there and what he needs to do.
Great point.
Here, Coach Andre Rozier saying, you got to use your jab. You got to use your jab. Good counter shot there from Berlanga. Gets his head offline. Puts his right hand down the line and connects on rolls. Better round for Berlanga. He let his hands go a little bit more. Still, though, I would like him to do exactly what Coach Andre Rozier is saying. Use your jab, set things up, set up the power shots.
What you gonna work with this round? Okay, I want to see it. Jab, feint, 1, 2. Jab, feint, 1, 2, 3. Let's go. Come on, pick it up. Let's go.
He gave him a homework assignment. Made him answer it back to him. He said, "What are you going to work on this round?" Jab, feint, 1, 2, 3.
If you don't listen to Uncle Andre, you got to do push-ups.
Oh, in the ring too.
Yes.
In front of everybody. Round 5 scheduled for 10. So we put you in 2 box of highlights of that shot, that right hand from Berlanga. Just with the open part of the glove, didn't quite get that shot turned all the way over.
Good jab and right uppercut to the body there.
And Rolls is quick with that jab. He's got good speed on that.
No, he's got a very good jab. And that's something that, you know, I've seen in the past and watching his tapes. I've actually seen a few of his fights live.
And Rolls' corner wanting him to work right here on the inside. Keep letting his hands go. Rough up Edgar a bit. Edgar looks to land that right uppercut. Does Berlanga left hand hook, and he held back from chopping down with that right hand in that corner. Did Berlanga. It was interesting. He almost went through it and then brought it back.
Yeah, Rolls is making Berlanga just cautious enough that he has to think about his punches, and that's what you want to do with a puncher.
Yes.
Touch him, make him think. Touch him, make him think. Ooh. Good weak left hook from Rolls. Playing it pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, Rolls is fighting a pretty good fight so far.
Smart. He's fighting a smart fight. He knows what he wants to do in there. He knows what he needs to do. He's being cagey. Ooh, another right hand over the top there from Rolls.
He caught it that time. But that right hand has had some success, that's for sure.
Berlanga needs to make an adjustment. He keeps getting hit with that right hand down the middle. Ooh, good hard jab there from Edgar.
And Rozier was calling for Berlanga to jab, feint, 1, 2, 3, but not a lot of combinations.
He's getting Rolls to react to the feints. He's just not using it to land.
Or coming with the combination behind the feint.
Yeah, exactly like Coach Andre wanted.
Right. All right, we're halfway through now. Round 6 is scheduled for 10. Are you scoring, Chris?
I am. I've got Edgar up 3 rounds to 2. Oh, good body work.
Some good body work here to start round 6. Changing levels on the jab. That's an adjustment that we see from Rolls so far. Not too many stab jabs to the body since the first round.
Yeah, Rolls it seems like every round he's unveiling something extra. But he needs to be careful because Edgar's not a one-trick pony. He's not just a first-round blowout guy. He's got power, even late in the fight.
He almost got caught with that right hand again. Did Berlanga, this time at least getting his head out the way.
The more active Berlanga is, the more success he has tonight. So he just needs to really let his hands go. He's putting himself in position enough a lot, but he's not punching it.
And that right uppercut is just missing, too. Been trying to set that up.
Yeah, he's been looking for that all night.
There's a right hand down to the body. Punch and bring down those gloves of Berlanga.
No, Berlanga he doesn't look as confident as he did earlier in the night. He's got a tricky puzzle in front of him. Rose is being smart, setting traps, trying not to expose himself. Oh, good counter.
Countered body shot from Berlanga. Back to the stick goes Rolls.
Yeah, Berlanga hasn't had a whole lot of success finding the head of Rose, so smart that he's moving it down to the body. Good right hand over the top.
Back to the body with a good jab. That was a right hand from Rolls. Good defense there shown by Berlanga on that.
Yeah, he read that.
Combination, yeah, he did.
Still good? Energies are good? Okay. I love the right hand to the body. I want you to work more the body.
They're loving that jab to the body. Good work to the body.
The jab and the straight right hand have been pretty effective throughout the evening for
So you
Rolls.
work that body, and you come over the top. You're giving me some of these rounds, though? Yeah, you've got some rounds. Okay, pretty good.
Boxing. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Jab, jab, jab. Simple boxing. And then cut him to the body when you get close. Let's go. You're much better than what you're showing right now. Let's go. Show the world you are that man. Let's go. Let's go.
Round 7, let's see what, if any, adjustments Berlanga can make at this point, because Steve Rolls is starting this round off pretty strong. And I know his corner is pretty confident in the performance that their fighter has put out. You feel good about what they saw in that last round. And there's a nice combination there from Rolls. Again, down to the body with the right hand from Rolls.
Rolls is getting bigger in his confidence. He's letting his hands go more.
Sure, oh, that was a nice right hand. Double jab, right hand landed. And Berlanga's eyes are kind of open, kind of big, trying to, like you said, figure out this puzzle that's in front of him in Steve Rolls.
Now, I was touching on the confidence of Berlanga, and it's the opposite of Rolls is growing. Good body work on the inside there by Berlanga.
You know, we talked about when you were born with that natural punching power, that natural strength, it can be a gift and a curse. We talked about that, how Berlanga always knows in the back of his mind, I do have this eraser, if you will, but
he's running out of time.
It's kind of dangerous to play with, but it's also dangerous to rely on. He's got to kind of get to work and let his hands go a little bit more.
Ooh, good shots there from Rolls.
Really solid start here, round 7.
Yeah, you can see Rolls much more comfortable, much better control of his footwork, being very efficient.
But meanwhile, the rounds are going by.
Yeah.
He's putting some money in the bank.
And this is a 10-rounder. It's not a 12-round. Blood from the nose of Berlanga. I'm assuming from the strength of that left jab. Good body shot there. Rolls is having a great round.
Really good round here for Rolls. Good jab, nice right hand, putting combinations together. And he's got this crowd pretty silent here. I mean, there hasn't been much to ooh and ah about.
Right hand there.
As that was a nice round for Steve Rolls. And some concern on the faces of the fans here. And I'm even seeing, I'm looking over at Mickey Bay, and he's kind of put his hands in his head, looking around like maybe frustrated that he can't be in that corner too, but there's already a lot going on.
I don't think he's more frustrated than Edgar is in there. He did not have a good round. Berlanga took a lot of shots from Rolls, who has been boxing intelligently all night.
Yeah, Rolls threw 64 punches in round 7. His highest output of the fight to just 43 or to 43 of Berlanga, which too was his highest output, but only landed 12 of those shots.
Walk your jab to him and let those combos go. Let's go, big round. Big round.
Again, Andre Rozier stressing to Berlanga, let those hands go. Those are the parting words from the red corner as we start round 8.
I have to agree because, like I said, two rounds ago, when Edgar is busy, when Berlanga is busy, he has much more success.
I mean, this, I'm sure is not what Berlanga was expecting, but there is a tremendous amount of pressure on his shoulders tonight to deliver. Some of it put on by himself, but
he wants it.
He wants it.
The jab of Rolls has been a problem all night long for Berlanga. Rolls doing a nice job of staying very long, double, tripling up the jab, changing the rhythm of the jab.
The crowd trying to get into it here to cheer on Berlanga, but it's Rolls that continues to work off that jab, and it's Berlanga trying to catch him lunging forward.
Speak too early, but Rolls is rolling his way to having an upset tonight.
An upset it definitely would be. Nice body shot with that lead left hand there. Again, back to the body. And I mean, there was still some questions out there about Berlanga that people wanted to have answered. And maybe Steve Rolls is helping some of those people answer tonight.
Big right hand over the top from Rolls.
Yep, as Berlanga shakes it out and he eats a jab.
Rolls jabbing high, jabbing low, double, triple.
To the body.
That left hand has been a real problem. And the right hand sneaky enough to do damage and keep Berlanga on his toes.
So he's got to keep working and piling it on if they want to try to win a decision here. And those early rounds were close. I think through 5 you have Berlanga up 3-2.
We got Rolls up now.
Rolls up now, so should this go the distance? More of this is what Rolls wants to continue to do, as maybe tasted a bit of the power there on that exchange for Berlanga. Saw his eyes open wide for the first time in a while.
Berlanga had a lot of trouble getting his rhythm going. He can't build on anything.
put them in bank now. You put the round in bank. That's good. Really good. We're going to
7, we're going to 8.
8.
No, we're going to 9.
Yeah.
Here we see some of the action from the last round.
Slip and shoot that shot to the body, but
I think it landed low though. Yeah,
it was like right on the belt line.
Let's get your hands moving.
I'd allow that.
You're throwing one at a time. You're not cutting combinations loose, and we're going to be in a position where we're sitting here too long. It's there, but you got to work. I want big work these next couple of rounds. You hear me? Let's go.
A lot of panic in the round.
yeah. The Berlanga team, I mean, they got 2 rounds to work. I mean, they could very well be down on the cards and down on your scorecard at this moment and said, I need 2 big rounds from you here, is what his team told him in the corner.
I have to agree. Definitely seemed to be, did not seem very comfortable in that in between that round, in that corner, the Berlanga camp. Seeing the writing on the wall. And Christina, you said earlier that Steve Rolls is keeping this crowd very much out of the equation. You can just see them in the back. Everyone dumbfounded about what's in front of them. It's not what they were expecting.
And it's exactly what Team Rolls came here to do. We said we took this opportunity up at 168 because we believed in ourselves. We knew this was coming. They knew about this fight before even his last fight. He got caught with a big uppercut right there, did Rolls. That was a great shot from Berlanga. And for the first time, you saw some vulnerability in Rolls from a shot.
Now we got to see if Berlanga can build on this.
That was a big shot. And you can tell a little bit Rolls is squinty in the eyes.
Yeah, he did not like that shot. His legs don't seem all there. That jab got to him too. Good body work.
Shot. And Berlanga sensed it too, but Rolls, being the veteran that he is, trying to hold. Just a minute left now, but the best punch of the fight and a good body shot there with the left hand from Berlanga. Maybe that energized him and this crowd just a little bit, but that was a big shot. That right hand right behind the ear buzzed him a bit too there, Chris.
Yeah, it seemed like a little bit of a delayed reaction there from Rolls. Looked like he wanted to go down, but caught himself.
Perhaps the most vulnerable we've seen Rolls in the fight.
Mentioned earlier how...
They're telling him move, move, that's a tell as well.
Yeah, mentioned earlier that Berlanga is dangerous throughout, not just in the first round.
The crowd sensing a shift in momentum a bit here in round 9, but at this point, not a lot of time to work with now. 15 seconds left in round 9. Rolls, and that speaks to his conditioning and how prepared he was for this fight. Although he catches another right hand right there from Berlanga. Nice combination there. Big combination at the bell. Finishes that round strong.
Big round for Berlanga there.
We good? We're gonna put some water on it. How you feel? You good? Your legs are there?
Berlanga landed his best shot of the fight there in round 9 to finally get back some of that momentum that he had maybe early on the first couple rounds of the fight, but still, this is a close one here going into the 10th and final round.
Here we see leading with the jab first and then the right hand cutting off the movement of Steve Rolls, something that Edgar needed to be doing all night long. Because a lot of lateral movement from Rolls all night.
It was an uppercut and it was a body shot.
Dig to the body.
Did some damage there as well, and that lunging right hand, but 1 round left. 3 minutes to go. The crowd is on their feet now. Can Berlanga close the show, or will Steve Rolls walk away with the upset victory? Oh, right hand lands.
Berlanga's putting himself in a lot of risk as well. He's
Sure
really
is.
opening himself up. Look for Rolls to try to sneak a shot through. Crowd chanting, Edgar, Edgar.
Body shot gets in for Rolls. Berlanga kind of lands on the back of Rolls' head there as he continues to move.
It's happened a lot tonight.
Yeah, it has.
Berlanga hasn't really been throwing straight punches all that much.
Under 2 minutes left here in the fight. Nice counter shot. Good combination there for Berlanga.
Oh,
Nice strong jab. Actually did have a little hook on the end of that one.
yeah. Pop the head up of Rolls. Oh, another good right hand. So Berlanga, when he's aggressive and throwing, all night long, every round that he's done that, he's been successful. Otherwise, he's just walking, stalking, and walking into jabs from Rolls.
He's got about a minute left here for these guys to work in a fight that
Yeah, it could go either way at this point.
it looks like it.
Having a good last couple rounds, and depending on how you scored the early rounds.
Rolls corner imploring for the fighter, just move, move. Maybe sensing that he's got to lead on these cards and don't want him to get in too much trouble. Strong jab there from Rolls.
But also, I don't sense the corner is saying survive the round, you win the fight.
No, just move.
Still has to fight.
Jab and move. Under 30 seconds left now. It's a nice shot there from Berlanga at the 10-second marker. They both let their hands go. And this one goes the distance. And I think there's a lot of uncertainty out there right now about which way that this is going to go.
Neither one of these guys look very confident.
Some of the crowds like cheering, some are biting their fingernails. Neither guy really walked back with their hands raised to the corner, which typically you see.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 10 rounds here inside the Hulu Theater at Madison Square Garden, we go to the judges' scorecards for the official decision. Frank Lombardi scores the bout 96-94. Thomas Carasoni and Mark Constantino both score the bout 97-93 for your winner by unanimous decision. And still, NABO super middleweight champion, Edgar, the chosen one, Berlanga.
So Edgar Berlanga pulls out a unanimous decision victory tonight in a tough fight against Steve Rolls. And you can tell that he's not extremely elated by that decision. And Steve Rolls, you know, nods his head and he's like, okay, man, like, kind of like I figured this would happen, but, you know, 8 rounds to 2, or 7 rounds to 3, yep, by 2 of the judges, and 6 to 4 by 1 of the judges, so not a landslide victory, but a really close fight.
Yes.
And one that Edgar Berlanga probably, or maybe is even, you know, lucky to walk away with, depending on how you have this one scored.
Edgar, what was the game plan coming in, and what game plan were you able to execute tonight?
I mean, we thought he was gonna stand right there with me, even though we practiced in a little of the gym of him moving. But you could tell that he was fighting scared. You know, every time I go in, I reach in or I throw some, he's like pulling back, running the whole fight.
Some of what we talked about in the fighter meetings, what you had worked on was not only your conditioning, which showed through the 10 rounds, but not being heavy with your punches, not throwing every punch with power. Do you think you did that as this fight progressed, or were you just trying to get the knockout to kind of please the fans who came out to see something spectacular?
Yeah, I was just like looking for the big shot. You know, my corner was telling me to use a jab. My elbow was bothering me a little bit. But you know, I'm just happy we got the victory, and we're moving forward.
You had the biceps injury in that left elbow. I mean, in the left hand, that left elbow. When did it start to hurt? What did you feel, and how much did it hinder you tonight?
My elbow started hurting me like in the second round, but you know, no excuses. You know, we got the bicep torn. My last fight, came back within 4 months and got to it.
16 rounds in your first 16 fights, all first round knockouts. In the last 3 fights, you've gone 28 rounds. You've been through adversity. The first time you've been cut. What do you come away with in terms of being able to tough out a fight like tonight?
You know, tonight he was a scared fighter. You know, and it's hard to try to land and get your shots off when you find somebody that's scared, especially moving back. You know, when he fought Triple G, he brought it to Triple G. You know, but with me, he tried to use that running tactic. It didn't work.
Now, what do you need to improve on moving forward? What do you see yourself working on for the next camp and executing in the ring?
I already know everybody's gonna run now, you know. I looked at all his tapes, and he was a stagnant fighter. Don't move, stay right there. He fought one of the biggest punches in boxing and took it to him for 4 rounds. So, you know, now we just gotta practice on fighters running, because that's all they're gonna do.
What about in the corner? You had different voices in the corner. How is that working out for you in terms of hearing Keiko Roma, Andre Rozier, and your father?
It was all the same instructions, you know, just different voice. I've been like that for 13 weeks with them already, so I was used to it.
What about the cut? Talk to me about, it was an early elbow. How much did that hinder you? Was it the vision? Was it the fact that he hit you with the elbow? What bothered you most?
I started seeing blurry like in the 5th or 6th round. I don't know if it's because the blood was in my eye or what, but my last fight, I started seeing blurry a little bit.
What about the fans turning out to support you tonight? What did that feel like?
Oh, amazing. I want to thank everybody that came out tonight. All my Puerto Rican fans, everybody from Puerto Rico, te quiero mucho. All my hometown people out here in New York that came to visit, took flights, booked hotels, babysat, you know what I'm saying? They left their kids with the babysitters home. I thank you guys, man, and I'm looking forward to doing it June 11th, Puerto Rican Day weekend.